November is bringing with it a lot of major PlayStation 4 game releases, whether you're looking forward to games like Death Stranding, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. There are a lot of big game releases coming in November. However, there are also a plethora of games that are going really under the radar, and I wanted to cover some of those games in today's video, specifically 7 different titles, and a lot of these look really cool, but unfortunately don't have a lot of attention surrounding them. So we've got 7 games to go over, so let's just get right into 7 new PS4 games of November that you need to know about. Here's one that has really caught my interest, and that is Sparklight. Sparklight is an action-adventure set in a whimsical and ever-changing land. Battle foes in top-down action using an arsenal of gadgets, guns, and gear. Explore dungeon corners of the procedurally generated world, take down titans of the mining industry, and save the Sparklight. The game's got that pixel art style that so many games are using these days. And I don't know, maybe it's been a little bit overdone to some people, but I'm still all about it. These games that look like they're older Super Nintendo titles definitely are up my alley, and everything in the world of Sparklight is tied together. Sparklight itself is the life force of the planet, and the inhabitants have learned how to channel it for their own gain. It can be harnessed, or it can be consumed for a surge of power with grave consequences. The Baron has devised a plot to mine the world's Sparklight core. He mines Sparklight and burns and consumes it to fuel his powerful war machines, but the pollution from the consumed Sparklight is corrupting the world. Animals have turned to violent monsters and the environment is rotting away, but the world has a natural defense in its Sparklight core. Periodically, the core causes a disruption which rearranges the world, setting back the Baron's efforts. If the Baron can obtain the core, he will gain the power to create a new world where he has ultimate power. You play as Ada, who must travel to each zone of the world to shut down its dig site, lowering the Baron's defenses so that she can stop him before it's too late. The game has been noted to be inspired by Rogue Legacy, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and it was also noted if you love games like Zelda, Moonlighter, Stardew Valley, and Iconoclast, this will be right up your alley. Sparklight itself will be out November 14th. Looks like a rather interesting game, and I think it's one that a lot of you guys would have your eyes on if you just know about it. And again, if you like those games with a pixel art style, you like action RPGs, this is going to be one right up your alley. Next up, here's a really interesting game in terms of presentation, and that is the adventure mystery detective title in Blacksod Under the Skin. Blacksod Under the Skin is set in a dark corruption scandal in the heart of the New York City's underworld for charismatic detective John Blacksod. It's set in the 1950s New York City. Joe Dunn, owner of a boxing club, is found dead. Meanwhile, rising star Bobby Yale, due to take to the ring for the most important fight of his career, has mysteriously disappeared. Sonia Dunn, Joe's daughter, takes over the gym and must deal with its financial woes. She hires private detective John Blacksod to investigate Yale's disappearance. This sinister case will take our investigator to the darkest, most dismal depths of New York. With its atmospheric characters and its incredible 1950s feel, Blacksod Under the Skin promises all the eerily dark adventure of a detective novel, just like the eponymous comic book series. Conduct the investigation in your own way, make use of your feline senses as you hunt for new clues, make decisions on behalf of Blacksod, and influence the outcome of the case. It's an official and all-new story for Blacksod, set in the comic book series' unique world, perfectly recreated for gamers. An investigative narrative game with gameplay combining investigations, puzzles, quick-time events, and multiple-choice dialogue. Choices that directly influence the development of the characters and storytelling, and more than 30 characters, including new faces and old favorites, each with their own unique story. You've also got an immersive world with a jazz soundtrack, and all of that is coming to Blacksod Under the Skin on November 5th. Next up, we have the long-release PC title in Astra Near. Astra Near has been out on PC for quite a while, and it's been received quite well over there, but now it's making the transition to the PlayStation 4, and the game is about the aerospace industry and interplanetary exploration. Explore and reshape distant worlds. Astra Near is set during the 25th century intergalactic age of discovery, where Astroneers explore the frontiers of outer space, risking their lives in harsh environments to unearth rare discoveries and unlock the mysteries of the universe. In this space sandbox adventure, players can work together to build custom bases above or below ground, create vehicles to explore a vast solar system, and use terrain to create anything they can imagine. A player's creativity and ingenuity are the key to thriving on exciting planetary adventures. In Astra Near, you can reshape the ground under your feet as though it were made of clay, survive and explore carefully crafted planets that can be entirely deformed and traversed, snap together components and objects to build bases and vehicles, play with friends in 4-player online drop-in, drop-out co-op, discover and uncover the mysteries of the solar system as well. And this game originated as an early access title on PC years ago. It's been out on Steam in its final form for quite a while, been received very well over there, 85% positive reception based on 34,593 user reviews, and now it's making the transition to the PlayStation 4 come November 15th. Next up, Sniper Ghost Warrior is making a comeback, and I think a lot of you guys are unaware about that, but Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts is coming out and has you experience pure sniping gameplay across the harsh terrain of Siberia in a brand new contracts-based system encouraging strategic thinking within engaging, replayable missions. The game has you fulfill contracts that offer clear objectives with a fixed monetary reward and options to complete bonus challenges for payouts. With hundreds of ways to take down a wide range of targets, Contracts offers strategic sniping gameplay at its absolute best. Play as a paid assassin, a hitman for hire, and beware of rival snipers who won't hesitate to disrupt your best laid plan. Open-ended Contracts, while it isn't an open world game per se, it does have bounties and challenges that deliver strong replayability options to eliminate targets and collect cash to redeem for upgrades. An all-new dynamic reticle system offers the most realistic and intense sniping experience that you've seen yet. Upgradable AR mask with the ability to scan the environment and highlight weaknesses of objects of interest. An arsenal of new gadgets to play with, including drones, remote sniper turrets, and gas grenades. Show off your stealth skills, execute skill takedowns, and be rewarded for a strategic playstyle. Battle the brutal wilderness of Siberia and fight to survive the intensity of snow-covered mountains, lush forests, and secret bases hidden deep in the mountainside. Sniper Ghost Warrior is making a comeback with Contracts when it drops on November 22nd. Next up, we have a pretty major release coming to the PlayStation 4, and that is Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Now, if you guys know me, you probably know that I'm not big on these turn-based strategy titles. However, Civilization 6 is a major release, and it's coming to the PlayStation 4 later in November. Now, Civilization 6, as far as the Civilization franchise goes, isn't one of the best received. Now, the critical reception and the user reception have been very different. The user reception on Steam, 43,143 user reviews, 69% positive, but the game does have a very respectable 88 on Metacritic, so that is something to note. A big reason why the game has some negative reviews is because the Gold Edition or the Platinum Edition, you know, the top tier version with all of the content, that version is very expensive. I'll give you guys an example. Right now, the game is discounted on Steam. The base game is 70% off for $18, and then the Platinum Edition is 72% off for $47.75. The Platinum Edition's regular price is $167. So yeah, you can understand why it's a little bit crazy. Civilization has always been known for having a lot of additional content, DLC, whatever the case may be. So that is something to bear in mind. And they actually dropped an expansion relatively recently with Gathering Storm. That came out, what, 8 months ago? So keep that in mind. However, Civilization, to see that return on the PlayStation 4, that is exciting nonetheless. And I want to see how it turns out, how it makes the transition to the platform when it drops on November 22nd. Next up, we have Citadel Forge with Fire. It's a massive online sandbox RPG featuring elements of magic, spellcasting, building, exploring, and crafting. As a newly minted apprentice of the magic arts, you will set off to the dangerous world of Ignis, tame mighty beasts, forge alliances, explore uncharted territories, or fight for dominance. You have so many decisions in Citadel Forge with Fire, and again, it's a massive online sandbox RPG. You have complete freedom to pursue your own destiny, hatch plots of trickery and deceit, to ascend the ranks among allies and enemies, become an infamous hunter of other players, build massive and unique castles, tame mighty beasts to do your bidding, and visit uncharted territories to unravel their rich and intriguing history. The path to ultimate power and influence is yours to choose, and you'll explore a massive fantasy world, a 36 square kilometer landmass of sweeping plains, dense forests, craggy mountains, festering swamps, and frozen tundra. Leave no stone unturned as you explore dangerous caves and ancient ruins to recover powerful artifacts and uncover a rich history spanning thousands of years. You'll study the arcane arts, create alliances, and forge an empire, fight, tame, and ride legendary beasts, build and fortify epic castles, find a near limitless variety of loot, and achieve the power of flight. All of that will be coming in Citadel Forge with Fire, and it's out very soon on November 1st. And lastly, I do want to give a shout to Tokyo Ghoul Ray, Call to Exist. Yes, Tokyo Ghoul is making the transition to the video game realm, and I don't really know how this is going to turn out. Generally speaking, anime games aren't the best. The Naruto games are sometimes very good. They usually are very good. Actually, the Dragon Ball games are quite good, but then you have other anime IPs like Black Clover, One Piece, and all the other ones that generally the games are okay, but nothing to write home about. Tokyo Ghoul now makes the transition to the PS4. In the war of ghouls versus investigators, there is only one goal: to survive. On the streets of Tokyo, the war against ghouls and investigators rages on on with one goal: to survive. Will you be a ghoul or an investigator, to eat or be eaten? That is the question, based off the popular horror manga Tokyo Ghoul Rei. This is the first video game of the franchise to come to the West, uniting characters from Tokyo Ghoul Route A, and Tokyo Ghoul Rei. Who will you be? Pick your sides, and one for all, get ready for a fast-paced online play with matches divided into 4v4 ghoul versus investigator teams. Challenge your friends and perfect your abilities to see who will reign supreme. Tokyo Ghoul Rei Call to Exist is out on November 15th, and that's gonna conclude this video. Again, coming up in November, as much attention as games like Death Stranding and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order are getting, there are a lot of other interesting games from Sparklight, Bloxod, Under the Skin, Astra Near, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts, Civilization 6 could be huge, Citadel Forge with Fire looks rather good, and Tokyo Ghoul gets a video game too. A lot of good stuff coming in November. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.